A Twist in Time, Chapter 25, A Soldier is Born. The Horde's attacking! A Magicat screams as all the felines evacuate to the safety of the underground caverns, to the temples below the pyramids. Miaraya and her parents take no precautions, as they had to protect Half Moon at all costs. The princess makes the ground rock as horde bots become unbalanced, unable to pinpoint their target, while Catcher scratches out their cameras and lasers. Shira and Swiftwind take the front, slicing through the bots like butter with the sword. Hey Miaraya, to your left, at 40 degrees latitude, Catcher calls to her daughter, as the bot tries to sneak up on the kitten. Thanks, Mother! Miaraya smirks as she uses her fire powers to melt the bots and open holes in the ground, trapping the Horde soldiers. Among those were fighting were her best friends, Scorfina and Technessa, well, ex-besties, now enemies. Technessa uses her telekinetic powers to trap the Flame Elemental in hidden metal below the sands of the Crimson Waste. Well. Looks like the cat has been caught. Hello, Tracy. Or should I say Princess Miaraya? That is what you go by now, isn't it? I read your files. Seems my father had high hopes for you, but too bad. You deserted the Horde. For what? To use flashy fire and magic, and to be with Mommy. Pathetic. You know Shadow Weaver has something special planned for you. Not that it will help you any, considering the fact that you are a worthless amputee now. The telekinetic princess smiles wickedly as she places her gloved hand on her former best friend's chin. You can do whatever sick plan you want with me, Tessa. Just let them go. Miaraya hisses as she tries to break free from her restraints. Oh, you don't know, do you? My father is going to use Shira and her sword to open a portal. So no, they aren't going anywhere except back to the Fright Zone. Oh, and your mother, Queenie, here is coming with you too, to face punishment for deserting the Horde. Scorfina, do it now. Sting them all. Technessa orders the other princess to obey. You don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to be evil, Scorfina. I know you aren't. You don't have to listen to her. Miaraya's words shake as she is constricted. Sorry, Trace. Scorfina shakes her head as she looks away from her former best friend. Miaraya's vision begins to fade as the venom enters her bloodstream. It isn't long before her vision goes completely dark. Her heart beats at a very slow thump, 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 as her body becomes temporarily paralyzed. She can still hear, but everything seems muffled. Her parents and her are taken back to the Fright Zone and put into cells separated from one another. To prevent the princess from using her magic, a shock collar is placed on her neck. Miaraya's eyes flutter open as she looks around, her vision still hazed over. She finds herself in shackles. She tries to melt them, but is quickly shocked, preventing her to do so. Gah! Miaraya's screams alert her parents, who also find that they too have been placed in a cell. Miaraya, don't use your powers. It will only make things worse. Catcher tries to comfort her daughter from the cell beside her. This is all my fault. If I had not left the Horde in the first place, my hand still would be attached to me. You both would be safe if you had just stayed away. The princess sobs in defeat, curling up in a ball in her cell. No, Miaraya, if I had been there to defend your other mom, And you that day, instead of off defending Thamor again, none of this would have happened. I failed as a wife, a princess, and a parent. Adora sighs on the other side of Miaora's cell, leaning on the wall facing closest to it in her own. Would you two stop blaming yourselves over this? It's not your fault. Neither of you are to blame. I love you, Adora, not because you have a magic sword and can turn into an 8-foot-tall warrior, princess, and you, Miaoria, I love you because you are my firstborn, not because you are the fire elemental. None of that matters to me. What does matter is we are a family. Yes, I am a queen of a long-lost civilization, but that doesn't mean I love you both any less. No, does it? Whatever happens, I stick with my family. Catra scoffs both of her family members. But mother, we are in cells of the enemy. Miaoria begins to say, but is quickly quieted by the queen. Oh, what? Miaoriana, chocolate, shake, kitty, meow, meow. I am your queen, and I say enough. Catra looks at the wall closest to her daughter's cell, knowing exactly where the kitten was trying to hide. Miaoria's nose scrunches as she hears her mother play the full name and queen cards. She hated, no, she loathed her full name. Yes, mother. Luckily for the royal family, a nursery worker had taken Miaoria's younger sister to safety, along with the rest of the Magicats. They would have to lie low for the time being until the queen and princess returned. Half Moon was now under the control of the Horde. Shadow Weaver walks to the cell smiling wickedly as ever. Comfortable, my queen and princesses? No? Good. You three troublemakers are going to be the end of Etheria's rebellion. Lord Hordak has big plans for all of you. She tosses the trays of Horde slop onto the floor of each cell before continuing. Eat up, your majesties. You don't want to grow weak before tomorrow. Miaoria hisses, trying to power up again, only to get repetitive shocks from the collar. Gah! Oh, you like? Anti-shock collars, nasty things they are. But I wouldn't do that again if I were you. We wouldn't want a cooked princess now, would we? Shadow Weaver laughs in the Princess of Half Moon's face. This angers her mother, whom hisses slowly, ears pinned down, her tail swaying in a threatening manner. Her claws become unsheathed as she wants to scratch that mask of her fake mother's face. She bares her fangs at the sorceress as she eyes her, pupils like daggers in her hydrochromic eyes. You must learn to control your brats. Better, my queen. Shadow Weaver just looks at her nonchalantly, as if this display didn't faze her at all. Don't you dare speak to my mother like that, you wretched snake. Miaoria's anger boils deep inside, but she knows if she were to try to blast through the cell again, she would be shocked repeatedly all over again. Temper, temper. Well, I must be going now. I have big plans with Dagnissa and her father. Farewell. Shadow Weaver vanishes into a thick cloud of black smoke. The royal family stay silent, as they do not know what is in store for them next or the rebellion. In Miaoria, a soldier had been born.